Did you know that technically we've got two royal families here in Britain? The Windsors, who live in that rather small place over there, and the Bates, the rulers of Sealand. That's Prince Roy, Princess Joan, and their son, Prince Michael.
I'm a Sealander. I've got my passport and certificate to be a Sealander.
See yourself as a Sealander, or do you see yourself as British?
Both.
We do have an army.
Can you see it? What's in the army?
I can't tell you. England built the biggest empire the world has ever seen, and it all started with people like me doing it, and then the Brits coming in to take it over.
In a world where data is the new gold and privacy a dwindling resource, there exists a place that dared to challenge the norm, a place that promised a sanctuary for information, free from the prying eyes of governments and corporations. Welcome to the story of Sealand and HavenCo, a tale of ambition, innovation and defiance. Sealand, a self-declared sovereign nation, perched on an offshore platform in the North Sea, and HavenCo, a data protection company that dared to dream of a world where data could be truly free. Together, they embarked on a journey that would challenge our understanding of sovereignty, data privacy, and the very concept of nationhood. In this documentary, we will delve into the fascinating history of Sealand and HavenCo. We will explore their origins, their struggles, and their ultimate downfall. We will hear from the people who were there, who lived the dream and faced the challenges. We will examine the legacy they left behind and the future they envisioned. So buckle up as we embark on this journey, a journey into the heart of the North Sea, into the digital catacombs of Sealand, into the story of the world's most notorious data haven. This is not just a story of a company or a platform, this is a story of a vision of a world where data is free and privacy is a right, not a privilege. Our journey begins in the turbulent times of World War II. As the war raged across Europe, the British government commissioned the construction of sea forts in the North Sea. These forts were designed to deter and report German air raids following the Thames as a landmark. Towering structures of steel and concrete, they stood as silent sentinels, guarding the British Isles from the looming threat of the German Luftwaffe. Among these forts was Ruff's Tower, the future home of Sealand. Located approximately 7 nautical miles off the coast of Suffolk, Ruff's Tower was a Maunsell sea fort named after its designer, Guy Maunsell. It was a surreal structure, a man-made island of steel rising from the sea, a testament to human ingenuity in the face of adversity. Fast forward to the 1960s, a time of change and rebellion. The airwaves were dominated by the BBC, and commercial radio was virtually non-existent.
For nearly 40 years, the BBC ruled the airwaves with little or no competition. But then in the mid-60s, something happened which would change the way we listen to music forever. Pirate radio. It challenged the BBC's monopoly. The government tried to shut them down but couldn't, as they operated out to sea in international waters.
But there were those who dared to challenge the status quo, who dared to bring the people the music they craved. These were the pirate radio operators, broadcasting from ships and sea forts outside British territorial waters. Among these radio pirates was Major Paddy Roy Bates, a charismatic and defiant figure. Bates was a former British Army major who had served in the Middle East during World War II. After the war, he became involved in various business ventures, including pirate radio. He operated Radio Essex, later renamed BBMS, Britain's better music station, from Knockjohn Fort.
Well, I'd like to remind you now that you're listening to Radio Essex at the time.
However, Bates had bigger ambitions. He set his sights on Ruff's Tower, which was located further out to sea and was therefore beyond the reach of the British authorities. In 1966, Bates and his crew occupied Ruff's Tower, evicting the rival pirate radio group that had been operating there. He declared the fort to be the Principality of Sealand, claiming it as his own sovereign nation.
By Roy Bates, its self-proclaimed prince. The start of another day, even for the new royals, is no different than for millions of others, the request for a common cuppa. Sealand, it used to be known as the Ruff's Tower, was a wartime gun fortress. Then Bates and his family acquired it by the simple expedient of stepping aboard and staying put. It's hardly a luxury residence, but it has the potential of becoming a bonanza state. Mr. and Mrs. Bates and their teenage son and daughter have great plans for the island fortress. Their notion of an independent state has vast commercial potential. It has been ruled in court that Sealand is outside British territorial waters.
Thus began the remarkable story of Sealand and HavenCo, a story of a man's quest for freedom and his dream of a sanctuary for data in a world increasingly encroached upon by surveillance and censorship. But as we will see, this dream would not come without its challenges. The audacious act of seizing Ruff's Tower and declaring it as the Principality of Sealand was just the beginning of a saga filled with legal battles, diplomatic incidents, and even an attempted coup. Bates, now styling himself as Prince Roy of Sealand, was determined to defend his newfound sovereignty against all odds. The British government was not amused by Bates's antics. They declared his occupation of Ruff's Tower to be illegal and ordered him to surrender the fort. But Bates was not one to back down. He argued that Ruff's Tower was located outside British territorial waters and was therefore not subject to British jurisdiction. He even fired warning shots at a group of British engineers who approached the fort, leading to his arrest. However, the court ruled that it had no jurisdiction over the incident as it occurred outside British territorial waters, effectively bolstering Sealand's claim to sovereignty. Despite this victory, Sealand's independence was far from secure. The British government extended its territorial waters from 3 to 12 nautical miles encompassing Sealand, but Bates argued that the extension did not apply to Sealand as it was already an independent entity at the time of the extension. Sealand faced challenges not just from the British government, but also from other quarters. In 1978, a German businessman named Alexander Achenbach, who had been issued a Sealand passport by Bates, staged a coup while Bates was away. He took Bates's son Michael hostage and declared himself the Prime Minister of Sealand. But the coup was short-lived. Bates and his associates launched a counterattack, retaking Sealand and capturing Achenbach and his cohorts. Achenbach's home country Germany sent a diplomat to negotiate his release, effectively recognizing Sealand as a sovereign entity. Bates released the prisoners after a few weeks, but the incident further cemented Sealand's status as an independent nation. Through all these challenges, Sealand persevered. It issued its own passports, minted its own coins, and even created its own national anthem. It stood as a beacon of defiance, a testament to one man's indomitable spirit and his dream of a sovereign haven in the middle of the sea. But as we will see, Sealand's journey was far from over. The dawn of the digital age would bring new opportunities, new challenges, and a new chapter in the story of this remarkable micronation. As the 20th century drew to a close, the world was on the brink of a digital revolution. The internet was rapidly changing the way we communicate, work, and live. But with this new technology came new challenges and new threats to privacy and freedom of information. This was the world that Ryan Lackey, a young American entrepreneur and a prominent figure in the cypherpunk movement, found himself in. The cypherpunk movement, a term coined from cybernetic and punk, was a loosely affiliated group of activists advocating for strong cryptography and privacy-enhancing technologies as a route to social and political change. They foresaw the potential of the internet as a tool for freedom of information, but also recognized the risks it posed to privacy and security. They believed in the power of encryption to protect individual freedom and resist government surveillance. Lackey was a true cypherpunk. He was deeply concerned about the increasing control and surveillance by governments and corporations in the digital age. He envisioned a world where data could flow freely, without censorship or surveillance. A world where privacy was not a privilege, but a right. And to realize this vision, he came up with a bold idea, creating a data haven. A data haven, much like a tax haven, would be a place where data could be stored and transmitted without the prying eyes of governments or corporations. It would be a sanctuary for freedom of information, a fortress of privacy in the digital age. And Lackey knew just the place to establish this data haven. Sealand. Sealand, with its self-proclaimed sovereignty and its location outside the jurisdiction of any major power, was the perfect location for a data haven. Its isolation provided physical security, while its independence offered legal protection. It was a blank canvas on which Lackey could paint his vision of a free and open internet. Lackey reached out to the Bates family with his proposal. They were intrigued by the idea and agreed to lease Sealand to Lackey for his venture. Thus, HavenCo was born. It was a bold experiment, a fusion of old and new, a marriage of a World War II sea fort and cutting-edge technology. But as we will see, this experiment was fraught with challenges and complications. The dream of a data haven was about to collide with the harsh realities of international politics, technical difficulties, and internal conflicts. With the agreement between Lackey and the Bates family in place, the stage was set for the establishment of HavenCo. Lackey and his team of engineers and technicians set to work, transforming the rusting sea fort into a state-of-the-art data center. They installed servers, set up satellite links, and implemented security measures. It was a monumental task, a testament to human ingenuity and determination. After months of hard work, HavenCo was officially launched in December 2000. The launch was met with a flurry of media attention. Journalists and tech enthusiasts from around the world flocked to Sealand to witness this unique venture. HavenCo was hailed as a pioneer, a beacon of freedom in the digital age. HavenCo offered a range of services, all designed to provide the utmost privacy and security. They offered secure web hosting, email services and virtual private networks, VPNs. They also offered data storage, promising to keep their clients' data safe from prying eyes. But what set HavenCo apart was its commitment to privacy and freedom of information. They promised to protect their clients' data from government surveillance and censorship. They pledged to uphold the principles of the cypherpunk movement, to fight for a free and open internet. HavenCo's services attracted a diverse clientele. They ranged from individuals seeking privacy for their personal data, to businesses looking for secure data storage, to organizations fighting against censorship and surveillance. HavenCo was not just a data center, it was a symbol, a statement, a challenge to the powers that be. However, despite its promising start, HavenCo was about to face a series of challenges that would test its resilience and its commitment to its principles. The dream of a data haven was about to be put to the test. In the early days, HavenCo enjoyed a period of success. The novelty of the concept, coupled with the media attention, attracted clients from around the globe. The vision of a data haven, free from government interference, was appealing to many. However, operating a data center on a seafort in international waters was not without its challenges. Logistically, the location presented a host of difficulties. Everything from equipment to personnel had to be transported by helicopter or boat. The harsh sea conditions often caused damage to the infrastructure, leading to frequent and costly repairs. Legally, HavenCo was in uncharted waters. While Sealand declared itself a sovereign nation, it was not recognized as such by any established countries or international bodies. This led to a host of legal uncertainties. For instance, it was unclear which laws applied to the data stored on Sealand servers. Could a client be prosecuted in their home country for data stored on Sealand? Could Sealand be forced to hand over data to foreign governments? These were questions that had no clear answers. Despite these challenges, HavenCo continued to operate, committed to its vision of a free and open internet. But the company was about to face its biggest challenge yet, one that would threaten its very existence. As HavenCo navigated the choppy waters of its unique business model, internal tensions began to rise. Ryan Lackey, the visionary behind HavenCo, found himself at odds with the management of Sealand. Disagreements over the direction of the company and its operations led to a growing rift. The dream of a data haven was becoming mired in the realities of running a business in such an unconventional location. In 2002, Lackey left HavenCo, citing differences with Sealand's royalty and the challenges of operating in an environment that was both physically and legally isolated. His departure marked a significant blow to the company. Lackey had been the driving force behind HavenCo, and without him, the company struggled to maintain its momentum. In the years that followed, HavenCo faced a steady decline. The logistical and legal challenges continued to mount, and without Lackey's vision and drive, the company struggled to overcome them. Clients began to leave, drawn to other data protection companies that offered similar services without the complications of being based on a seafort in international waters. By 2008, HavenCo had ceased operations. The servers were shut down, the clients were gone, and the dream of a data haven on Sealand was over. The seafort, once a symbol of defiance and freedom, stood silent and empty. a stark reminder of the ambitious project that had once operated there. The closure of HavenCo marked the end of an era. It was a bold experiment, a daring attempt to create a sanctuary for data in a world increasingly concerned with surveillance and control. But in the end, the challenges proved too great. And the dream of a data haven on Sealand remained just that, a dream. Despite its eventual downfall, HavenCo left an indelible mark on the world of data protection. It was the first company to attempt to create a physical data haven, a sanctuary for data in a world increasingly concerned with surveillance and control. Its audacious vision captured the imagination of many and sparked a global conversation about data privacy and internet freedom. The story of HavenCo served as a cautionary tale for future data protection efforts. It highlighted the logistical and legal challenges of operating a data center in international waters. It underscored the importance of a stable and supportive legal environment for data protection companies. It demonstrated the difficulties of balancing the ideals of internet freedom with the realities of running a business. But perhaps most importantly, HavenCo highlighted the demand for secure and private data storage.